Sunflowers are actually native to North America, where they've been cultivated for over 3,000 years. They can grow from 30 centimeters in height to 5 meters in height. I've got a variety of heirloom sunflowers growing in my garden at the moment. A lot of them I've already saved the seeds from. Hi guys, my name's Steph and welcome back to my channel. Our property is called Indara Farms, and today I'm going through and saving the rest of my sunflower seeds, so I thought I would take you guys with me and show you step by step what I'm looking for, how I'm doing it, and hopefully for the visual learners like me out there, you get something out of it. So let's go have a look at some sunflowers and see if they're ready to be harvested. So I might add, it is the middle of the day here. It's hot, dry, and a bit windy. So you don't want to pick sunflower heads after it's been raining or you've had some fog or mist. You want them to be as dry as possible. This one here is coming along. The petals are dry. You can see the sunflower seeds in there. Let's have a look. So you can see the sunflower seeds are in there, and as we rub this away, they are all forming. Now to me this one's not quite ready because the petals have not completely fallen off, and because the birds haven't found this one yet, I'm going to leave this a bit longer. Let's go have a look at some other ones. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. So this one here, you can see as I gently push back the petals there, the fruit, which is the seed, is underneath. This one here, all the petals have dried off, and I could definitely pick this one now, but I want to leave this to dry a bit longer. So let's pick this one by using some scissors or some secateurs and cut this one off and bring it back with us. This one here is definitely ready. It's completely dried out. You can see the heads are forming. The seed heads are forming and they're dry. Check that out. That's the little seeds there. So we can definitely harvest this one. I've just been lucky because the birds haven't found these ones. Otherwise, normally the birds, if they have seen these and they're this dry, they would have definitely taken them. So let's harvest this one as well. Okay, so let's take a closer look at this one. As you can see, if you rub back the petals, you can use your secateurs or your hands. The seeds are starting to form under there. Now this one here is still a bit damp and to me is not quite ready. What I would do is I would actually put this one to one side and leave it to dry out a bit longer before I started to remove the seeds from this one. This one here has had a good chance to dry out. As you can see, the seeds are very, very dry in this one. The petals have all died, the leaves have all died, and these are definitely ready to be harvested. There are actually a few ways that you could get the seeds out. You can literally just scrape them into a bowl, like I am here. It doesn't matter if you get some of the petals and stuff, because we can use sieves to get rid of some of that, or we can use a technique called winnowing. So this one's pretty dry, so it's all good. I just throw those in my compost bins to break down, or back in the garden beds where they're going to break down. Okay, so like I said, I've already saved a heap of sunflower seeds. Now what I want to do is I want to try and clean these seeds. I don't want really a heap of other matter in there. I just want the seeds. So let's have a look at this one here. Get a few more of those ones out. This is why it's really also important to note that it's got to be done when the seeds are dry. If it was still damp like that other one, it would be very difficult to try and get the seeds out. So let's have a look. I can still feel that they're not quite ready. It's a lot easier when they are dry. These ones here, like I said, will have to be put to one side and let dry a bit longer before we try and scrape those ones out. So we're going to put that somewhere else to dry out. Some more seeds drying out there until it's ready. One option is you could definitely use different sieves to try and clean your seeds. So all you would do is grab some and try and clean it as best you can. Obviously finding the right holes where the seeds are going to fit through would help, and what you'll be left is the big chunky bits. Now I've already done that on this mix, so what I'm going to actually try and do today is use a technique called winnowing. So because it's quite windy here today, I'm going to try and winnow these seeds and try and get rid of a lot of the debris. So let's go and give that a go. So what we're going to attempt now is a technique called winnowing. We're going to use the wind to clean my seeds. Let's have a look. See how it's getting rid of all the little bits pretty well, isn't it? The wind is sort of blowing it all out and leaving me with just the seeds. So we've just finished winnowing our seeds. Now we're probably going to need to dry them out for a few more weeks. What I would recommend doing is getting some seeds, lying them out on a porcelain tray and placing them in an airy position where you know rodents aren't going to get to them, but they're not in direct sunlight, and leave them to dry for a few more weeks. Now, seed saving can be addictive, so I recommend writing what variety you're saving, what the seed is, and placing that on the tray. As you can see, taking advantage of our windy days isn't so bad, and winnowing those seeds have pretty much cleaned them. There's a few things to point out here. I've grown a mix of heirloom seeds. Now they could have crossed with each other because they can be crossed by insects traveling between the sunflowers, such as bees. I'm aware of that. That's okay because they're just for my personal garden. But if you wanted to have a specific variety saved, then you wouldn't want to be growing other different heirloom sunflowers in your garden at the same time. You would want a good distance between them if you wanted to keep that seed pure. So we've left the seed drying for a few weeks now. One way you can tell if the seed is ready to save is you might be able to snap it in half if you're strong, but basically you shouldn't be able to bend it. It should be very solid, very dry. Once you know that they're ready to save, you want an airtight container and you want to store them in a cool, dry, dark place, maybe such as your pantry or a drawer that you know is not going to be affected by humidity or fluctuating temperatures. Okay, so you've put your seeds in an airtight jar or container. Now you want to record a few things. You want to record what variety you're saving. If it's multiple, write those multiple varieties. And also you want to include some directions for when to sow it next time, how to sow it, so that when you go to your seed drawer and you grab out your seeds, you know what time of year you're planting it and you have some basic information there. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. I hope you found that helpful in saving your sunflower seeds, and I hope you're confident now to give it a go. If you liked this video at all, please think about hitting subscribe. I'm going to do a lot more seed saving videos as I go through and save seeds from our garden. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them in the comments and I will try and get back to you. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.